What's going on, gang? How are you this beautiful morning? How's everything going? It's your boy Phantom Fuego, P-H-A-N-T-M, no O, cause nothing I do is for nada, and you are tuned in to the new episode of EQ is Life. Thank you so much for riding with us and vibing with us. Make sure you tune in each and every day for new tips and tricks, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at EQ is Life. So, and as always, shouts to my artist Motivation for the production, and these tracks are always for sale, guys. DM us for any inquiries on production. Before we get into processing through an EQ, we got to talk about the process to get to the processing, if that makes any sense. So, I have up the EQ3 by DigiDesign, which comes with your Pro Tools or your Pro Tools first. If you're just jumping into Pro Tools, if you haven't gotten Pro Tools yet, try out Pro Tools first. It's a really intuitive program, and it allows you to get your feet wet. It's limited. It's as the name first would suggest, but you can definitely get a great amount of initial work done in there and get things going, get ideas hashed out, and get moving. All right. EQ3 by DigiDesign. Some people don't like it. They say it's not quote-unquote as musical as some higher-end programs, but I think you can get a ton of work done with this EQ right here. So, as I said, the processing before you're processing. Now, what am I talking about? In the analog world, when you used to just run through analog software, you would... In the analog world, when you used to just run through analog software, you would have no issues going over 0. Actually, it was the common practice to track in or record in as hot as possible, meaning to record in with as high a signal as you can. Going over 0, clipping, it was fine because those tape machines, those reel-to-reel machines, they had a kind of mechanical buffer inside the machine unit itself that would kind of make it musically pleasing, make it nice to our ears when you did clip over 0. And it was something that was actually sought out. Not in the digital world, not in computers. When you clip in the digital world, when you clip in a computer, you are going to 0. And there is nothing past 0 in a computer. A computer does not have a beautiful buffer that will execute for you some type of pushback against your audio signal. 0 is 0, red is red, and we never want red. We always want our audio to sound as smooth and as clean and as professional as possible, right? Even if we're recording at home. So, how do we do that? Even though this is a mixing show, if you apply this mixing trick in reverse, I promise you, it'll help you out with your recording as well. We have to always be mindful of our headroom. Let's dig in. We have to always be mindful of how much space we are taking up as we record, how much headroom we're leaving. We should definitely be trying to track with clean levels, with good, strong levels, but we shouldn't be hitting 0. We shouldn't be hitting -2, not even -5. To be honest with you, most plugins have been programmed to respond best to audio that's around -16 to -20-ish range. So you should be ideally thinking about that throughout the entire production process, recording, then to mixing, and it'll make your mixing a lot better. But let's say you got a track from somebody, or let's say something came in too hot and you weren't thinking about it, you made a mistake, it was late at night, studio sessions, these things happen. How can we, as the producers, the engineers, the artists, try to remedy some of these problems? Let's look into Pro Tools. And of course, I'll be using other DAWs different days, but this time I'm going to use a little bit of Pro Tools. Let's dig into it. All right. So, one of the easiest ways to do this is in your DAW. If you have what is known as a trim tool, and most DAWs come with it, and in here you can go into your plugins folder, go to others, and you can pull up what's known as a trim tool. Now this tool will allow you to take the signal and cut it down before anything else processes it in your signal chain. So right now I have it on this kick drum right here. Soloist kick drum, highlight hilarious, so we get a loop. And as you see, when this mix initially came to me, you have faders all over the place, which is natural, it's common. You know, you're thinking about trying to make things balance out. This is one of the easiest ways to kind of remedy that. Take your trim tool and bring this down so that before anything else processes it, you're automatically creating headroom, lowering some of that level. This thing is really hitting hard. So we want to create some headroom for this thing. So now we have it hitting at around -6. Let me bypass the unit. It's hitting all the way up to almost digital 0. So that's leaving us no headroom at all. But you got to remember, all of these tracks at the end of the day are going to be consolidated into 2 tracks right here. And let me bypass my stuff on my master bus so you can kind of really see where these levels sit at. Well, I've done a lot of the work already, so you can obviously see my compression and stuff is working out very well. But now I'm around -12, which gives me a lot more headroom to hit the unit properly. I can even tuck this back a little bit more. That's too much. Around this spot it's good. That'll allow it to hit the rest of the stuff in my signal chain a lot better. And so now if I look up here, my input, it's around a much more optimal range. I can bring this up a little bit. So as I'm hitting I'm going into my EQ, I'm going into it much cleaner now. I'm going into it with a much more appropriate level of signal for it to optimally run. As always, guys, any tips, any questions, any comments, any inputs you'd like to add yourself, please feel free to get at us. And as always, keep working on your music, keep working on your dreams, and never forget, guys, EQ is life.